All right, we're gonna look at the EC30B. This is from eSheen. This is their 1/14 scale buggy. So we're gonna do a quick unboxing. And there's one thing I'm actually looking for specifically. So I'm gonna unbox it, take it out, and then we're gonna check something. And the reason why I waited to buy this one, I actually have quite a bit of Haiboxings. I use them on my track, and it's a really good track car when it's set up correctly. I wanted to wait on this one because I've seen a lot of videos what the speed claim is, and the speed that everyone's been running is around 22 miles an hour. So looking at this, it's definitely nice. I can tell right off the bat. Just looks like all the rest of the other Haiboxings I have. Flat chassis instead of the MT style. And alright, so that's what I'm looking for though. I'm looking specifically for, I want to look at the parts diagram and I want to see something specifically. Alright, so these are all the parts and that's what I'm looking for right here. So this pinion right here, it's a 14. So this pinion is, these cars pretty much use all the same parts as all the other companies. So this pinion specifically, the 14 tooth, and I'm guaranteed that's brass. Does it say here? Yeah, it doesn't say it's brass, but I'm pretty sure it's brass. And that's the same one that's used in the Q901 by Zinliang. And that is a 0.6 gearing. So I have a Robinson's Racing. I have I forgot what the other company is, but it's basically the company that makes all the parts for all the Chinese aftermarket cars. So we're gonna change the gearing out. So if it's a 14 right now, I want to try a 16, but I'm actually gonna jump to a 17 steel. So we're gonna change the pinion size out right away. And I think I'm going to try it with this motor first, and then we're going to try it with a different motor afterwards and see what the difference is. So that's what I wanted to find out, what pinion it uses, and then we're going to get this thing all set up and looking all nice. This body's okay, I guess, but we're going to get it set up looking better than this. Let's do a quick little underbody, and see what it looks like. Okay, so right off the bat, we could tell that it's using a bigger size servo. This battery tray is definitely a lot bigger. This will be able to fit the 15 and 1600 mAh batteries. Everything else looks normal. This is the 18 scale ESC, which is their slowest ESC. Well, I'm going to test that out because I have the 16, I have the 18, I have the black case, I have the one that has the heat sink on top. So we're gonna test them different ones out. I also have the Q901 ESC, which is also different. And I can tell you right now that there's definitely a difference between them. I just don't know if there's any difference between them in speed. So we'll test those out also. And this is the same motor that's in the 16, the Haiboxing 16889 Pro. Looks like they have some type of a retainer to keep the motor from kind of wiggling left and right, so that's kind of good. It seems like everything's kind of reinforced. They added the nuts and screws right there, which was a weak point on the 16. They would pop off over time. It doesn't happen quite a bit, but just through time, they will start to wear out a little bit. Looks like there's definitely a slot here for the sway bars, and I don't know where the sway bar would mount. So if anything, actually there is. Okay, so underneath this cap right here, there's two little slots right here for a sway bar. And I think I do have an LC sway bar sitting around, so let's test it real quick. There. Yeah, it looks like it would fit. I like these tires. These are definitely a carpet style tire. It is a larger profile compared to, let's just say this is an LC. This is the actual diameter of an LC tire. Yeah, it's definitely, this tire is definitely a little bit bigger. This is the tire, the diameter size for an LC. Let's see if I have one here. Yeah, same diameter as that one, and this is gonna be a little bit smaller. So if anything, I might put some LC tires on here. I definitely want to lower it. So there, we want to go inside holes on front and rear, and we want to also go on the outside holes on the bottom to give it a drop. So let's set this thing up. Pretty much looks the same. The bumper is definitely different. And what I look for on my cars for the track, when it's lower, there are cars like the A959. It has a very flat bottom chassis, and it catches onto jumps or catches onto lips. This one right here has a slight kick up, and what happens is when you're going up a ramp or a jump or something, it rides on it and not tries to dig into it. So it definitely does have a little kick up front. Nothing in the back. Yeah, it doesn't need one in the back, so that's good. So that's definitely welcome. I do think it sticks out a little bit far. On the Haiboxings that I have, I tend to grind them down with a like a sander, and I'll actually grind it so it's almost non-existent. And the reason why is when you're catching jumps in this angle, with a large enough bumper, it will catch. This one will not catch right now, which is good, but I'm going to go with a lower profile tire, so it's going to be close. We're going to see. So it's going to be catching like this when it lands, comes down into this angle. So low profile tire, I think it might hit. So we might have to try this tire, see how it works. I think I want to try these tires on the LC Racing there, the 12, because I do like the tread on this. This is a really good aggressive carpet style. It's a little bit bigger diameter, but I'm okay with that on the 12. On the 14, I definitely want to go with the smaller diameter. What the weight is. Let's turn you on and zero it out. Okay, so with the battery, 1 pound 14 ounces. Yeah, let's do without the battery. 1 pound 11 ounces. With the shell, 1 pound 11 ounces still. It's kind of cool, this design that they came out with on this EC30B, and it's a cover for the motor. So I can actually just remove the 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3, take this off, and the motor will be exposed right there, and it'll just pull right out. So the other version, the 16889 and the 1895 Pro, 188595 Pro, those two, you actually have to remove this whole piece right here, which is 3 screws, 2 screws, and then 2 screws in the back, just to get to the motor. So this design is actually kind of cool. I just don't know if they had planned on coming out with different motor mounts. That way you can run different pinion gearing. Okay, so what needs to happen now is I need to come in here. This is the Robinson's Racing 17-tooth steel pinion. So this is the pinion 0.6 that we need. This is a big bump up from the 14, and this motor can run that no problem. All right, so what we're gonna need to do is shave it over, and we're gonna need to drill a new hole. That way we can allow the pinion to set correctly, which is gonna be right around there. So the teeth actually will be pretty flush with the hole inside the gearing mount, the motor mount. All right, so we got everything back together. This is, I actually decided to put in the 2838 4700 kV. I zipped just kind of in the garage the stock motor. Stock motor actually probably would be fine for most people, but because I pretty much build Haiboxings, I know the speed limit of what these ESCs can take, which is right around like 33, 35 miles an hour. I switched out the red can or red box ESC with the black one. This is a 16889 ESC. I'm not sure what version it's sold on, but I actually have those cars. I've never seen a black one. So these were sold separately on Amazon, and they were on sale when they first came out. So I purchased, I think it was like 6 or 7 of them. They were like $10 at that time. So we're gonna try this one out. We're gonna also test out the red one, and I do have another ESC that has the heatsink on it. So we're gonna test that one out also, and just see what if there's any difference in speed, acceleration, braking. I also have the Q901 ESC, and that one has really good braking, really good acceleration. The steering has a limit to how far it could steer. So that ESC, I already tested on this one. It drives good. It just doesn't have enough steering for me. So we're going to test this one out and do some speed runs on it and see what the total top speed is. So we replaced the 14T stock pinion with a 17T steel from RRP, Robinson Racing, and the model number on that one is 1117, and it's a 0.6 mod 17T. So let's go ahead and run this. We're going to run it on the 60C, 1500 mAh 60C, and see how it goes. Oh, one more thing too. We're also going to run, we're also running the different transmitter. I like running this transmitter way better than the other one because of that steering dual rate. It's really important. So I think everything else is pretty much the same, but that steering dual rate, it's key. I run pretty much this one transmitter on all my cars, WL, Haiboxing, the Low C Mini B. I pretty much tend to use this 2-in-1 receiver. I have quite a bit of them, and they work pretty well. So it might not be as fast as a standard ESC. I'm not sure, which I actually have a Hobby Wing coming in, so we're going to test it. But I know obviously the Hobby Wing's going to have more adjustability, but for just an RTR, put a 2S battery in it, not to worry about anything. These ESCs are really hard to beat. So let me go ahead and run it out in the track and also speed run and see what it does.